Hello everyone and welcome to the 2024 Chainhawk Open 13, presented by our friends at Dynamic Disc. Northside Park here for rounds 1 and 3. Double G Garrett Gurthie on the card, along with Gavin Rathbun, both of them previous champions of this event. Hjalmar Fredriksson coming in from Sweden. And rounding out our card, Meintsma. Got front 9 action. Beautiful Friday afternoon starting at about 2 p.m. Chilly, only in the high 50s, low 60s today. And we're at hole number 1 with the flyover, 582 feet. This right side ditch line out of bounds. Great par 4 to get us started. Somewhat of a protected or narrow peninsula green here. And, of course, plenty of skips can happen out here. First available for Hjalmar. That's going to put him out of position right off the bat, especially being left-handed. Good conservative righty hyzer. That's really all you need. You're just trying to avoid the single tree in the middle and not yank it to the right. Those are the two mistakes you really can't make. Any other hyzer such as this gets you into position. And we saw 3 of these guys at the Mary Sunshine House Classic, the Q Series event, just a few weeks ago, all but the Swede. Of course, Noah went on to win that one.
Yeah, buddy.
Way out and around. That's really where you'd like to be after your initial tee shot. So he still has a chance, though. Get up and down and save the par. Meintsma, a little afraid of the right side out of bounds. And is going to be on the short left side with an obstructed putt. Somewhat light. Good line, but a little light coming out of Rathbun. Awkward stance for Double G. You'd love to be about 10 feet short of that or 10 feet past it rather than standing there. But makes up for it. Really solid approach. And you're seeing this correctly. After a couple of lefty drives, he goes with the forehand with the right hand. And unfortunately, it fades out. And he's going to be out of bounds. So he's going to have a look to save bogey. The birdie attempt by Meintsma comes up just short. On line for Gavin, but also short. And we saw 3 out of 4 of these guys yesterday during our skins match. Paul Macbeth taking Noah Meintsma's place during that. Hopefully you guys had a chance to go out and watch that. A little lighthearted action. So Double G is short for his birdie look. And Hjalmar is going to pick up the bogey. So a very slow start here on hole number 1. Watch the card go 1 over.
Thanks for your help. Appreciate you.
Taking a look at hole number 2. I'm going to head to the catch cam position as I do a number of times. Just a solo action, but I'm going to give you a different perspective, especially since you're seeing the flyover, a nice straight shot basically all the way to the pin. If you go deep, there's somewhat of a drop off. You're not out of bounds, but you don't want to go too far past the pin. Gavin's going to dry up just a bit short, right around circle's edge. I always feel like it's such a better view, so when there's an ace, I mean, if there's an ace on this hole, I want to be right there to capture it as Double G's just past it. Outside of the circle. And no, the metal hit you heard was not from Double G. It was a nearby basket, but the timing was there for it. Bullseye hit for Meintsma. And offline again for Fredriksson. Slow start so far. He's going to leave himself a tester. Double G looking to get on the board. Birdie look, circle 2.
Short, long.
Trying to make that adjustment. You heard him say short on hole 1, long on hole 2's putt. We'll see if you can get it figured out. Rathbun, short again. I would have bet you all of Double G's winnings from previous events on this course that we would see better than an even par through 2 holes out of these 8 opportunities from these 2 guys. Quite shocked by this. Also shocked that hole 2 plays right in the middle in terms of overall difficulty. I would have guessed it to be one of the easiest holes on the course. Actually plays right in the middle. We head to hole 3, 310 feet. Gotta love being a lefty here or having a solid forehand, because you're gonna throw straight down the pipe and then just let it fade to the right if you're throwing a forehand. And a very protected green. In fact, I'll call this the second most protected green, only to hole number 5. And Meintsma buzzing past the basket. The forehand attempt is low out of Gavin. Doesn't get a full flex out of it. Double G. Just a backhand. And straight at it. He's going to check up 15, 20 feet left to the pin. Little backhand action from Hjalmar. Oh. Yeah, quick enough on my feet. That doesn't hit me, but had I stood there, it was definitely going to. Not the place to be if you're left-handed. He just had too much turnover on it, and by the time it flexed back, he was about 40 feet past the pin. Meintsma's ace run has now turned into a par. And Double G, please save us. Get something on the board here. That one's on the money. $47 MPO players. Oh no. Fredriksson. That's the first time I feel like I've seen his putter hit the ground. He's such a solid putter, and now he's just turned that into a bogey. Very rough start. He's 2 over through 3. Hole 4, 403 feet. Plays as the most difficult hole on the course. par 3. You're playing it from left to right. You do have this OB area that is short of the pin. So not only are you trying to bend it gently and have it continue to fade from left to right, but you can't have it come in too short, otherwise you could find yourself in the ditch and out of bounds. Had he started it a little higher and to the left, but had that same fade, that would have been a perfect shot. And that's fading all the way into the rough on the right side. He'll have some obstruction, but possibly a look just inside the circle. And we're told that actually slides from the out of bounds area back inbounds and barely gets over the water. And Hjalmar's struggles off the tee continue. Not much going for Gavin, and Hjalmar not really dialing that one in either. Double G in the middle of, not quite the middle of circle two, I should say just a few paces back. Just maybe around 40 feet, and he buries it. I'm going to go ahead and count that as a bonus birdie, considering it's the toughest hole on the course, where played is the most difficult relative to par. Averaged 3.3 on the day, and there were only 4 birdies. So you just witnessed 25% of them. There's some quick math for you. Maybe if you stick around, there'll be some trigonometry. The fact that they just played the most difficult hole on the course, 1 under, compared to how they played, say, hole 1 or even holes 2 or 3 is kind of surprising. As we head to the 5th, 342 feet. This is a tunnel shot. Not a lot of room on either side, as you can see. Trying to get something to go as straight as possible, and you don't want to have it skip flare off to the left side because you can find the OB Creek off to the left. Beat up mid-range action here for Double G. Excuse me, he may have a fairway actually. He's gone mid here in the past. Either way, that's going to be short and left. This does play as the 4th most difficult. Similarly, feels like a bonus birdie all day if you get all the way down there and have a look. Also the single most protected green in my opinion. Gavin will be obstructed. Piercing it. One of the best shots we've ever seen. And Hjalmar hoping to get something going here. 2 up through 4. And you can see Gavin only around circle's edge, but a lot to deal with there. And the par streak's going to continue. You can sense the frustration mounting. because being even par through 5 holes is not a great start. The rest will clean up, and you see the pink disc just hanging out a couple feet away, less than a meter. And what a bonus birdie. Again, only 4 birdies actually on the hole. Just saw a quarter of them. We head to hole number 6, 391 feet. Very straightforward. Not much wind to deal with today. Otherwise, you may be thinking about your putt to the elevated pin. However, the winds are very calm and barely even noticeable whatsoever. So 391 straight up. I'm not really sure this favors a righty or a lefty. I guess Hjalmar has to think about that tree a little bit more being left-handed. Wow, hitting the wood chips in the air. Double G using the right side of the pad. And this is going to leak left out in circle 2. Very deceptive. Looked like that was going to be an ace run. Comes up about 15 or 20 short from Meintsma. We'll see if Gavin can get something going, but that one's low and turned over. And there's one tiny tree on the right-hand side, and he's going to put himself right next to it. Big shout out to the entire Chainhawk crew out here. Double G. Pulling one in from circle 2 again. See the memorial there for Gene. Double G. Seems like more often than not is either throwing a great tee shot or making a great putt on this hole. Nearly 300 people playing in this year's Chainhawk Open. Pros playing out here at Northside during rounds 1 and 3. Be over at the Jonesville course on round number 2 during Saturday's action. And big thanks to Michael over at Disc Golf Van Life for providing the drone coverage and the drone overview shots here that we're using. I really appreciate it. He's got a ton of great action out on his channel, so make sure you go out there and check it out. I know he's continuing to pick up more and more events, so if you want more action, especially from the southeast and Florida and all of that general region, that seems to be where most of his is coming from. And he's also helped me out in a few other events. Okay. Didn't quite need a haircut yet, but Fredriksson coming after me for the second time. I'm standing here because I genuinely don't believe I should in any way be in play, as I'm about pin high with the basket, but at least 50 feet left of it. And you saw the good shot by Double G. He's within 10 feet. Noah within 20 feet, maybe even 15. And one angle release coming out of Rathbun, also park. So I didn't think Hjalmar or anyone else would be anywhere near me. Oh, but he gets it anyway from circle 2. And with that, he gets back under par. After the rough start, remember, we saw him 2 over through the first 3. And now he's 1 under through 7. Gavin finally on the board. Six pars and the one birdie for Gavin and Double G. Going to move to 4 under. Remember, missing putts on both 1 and 2, so he could be sitting at potentially 5 or 6, but we'll see what he does with the rest of them. As we head to hole number 8, very difficult birdie to get. You have to play something out here, whether you're going to go with a roller or play something out wide enough that somehow finds the open air and then turns over late and drifts to the pin. Or you could just smash it like Fredriksson with the lefty shot.
Nice shot.
Oh, he's on the dance floor. The play here for righties is the turnover, backhand, roller. And we're going to see it from Meintsma as well. This is definitely the play. And he gets hung up.
Beauty. Go. Turn quicker than I thought.
Double G keeping it low, playing the ground and the skip there. Going to bring him up just a bit short, but still look to save the par. Nice and easy for Noah. And the par has been saved officially for Double G. See the tent over there? That's where they had initially started. That's hole number 1. So it's great that after 8 holes, you're back here not only at the restroom that these guys are leaning up against, but also back by the parking lot at the halfway point pretty much. And the tap in birdie. Fredriksson to 2 under through 8 after a pair of bogeys on the scorecard. We head to the 9th. We'll keep it rolling with our Zuka carts. 402 feet. Hole number 9 is all about picking the gap and somehow pushing it all the way through, not connecting with not only an early tree, but even late trees, as it slightly bends from left to right. Rollers are popular as well. Sometimes you'll see someone get really aggressive with a forehand. A lot to ask of a forehand flight, or you could go with the lefty shot, but that gets hung up. This plays as the 3rd most difficult hole on the course. Back-to-back solid tree hits there for Double G. Does Noah have the access code? Keeps it clean, so maybe a long look. Nice low line drive. Not quite enough, but it'll at least give him an open look. That rolls back. Some players were not thrilled with the conditions this morning. when it was in the high 30s, low 40s. Like I said, it's warmed up into the 50s and 60s. It's going to be chilly both in rounds 1 and 2 as Gavin trying to get something going here. This is for his second birdie. Just not having it yet. So that's the question is, what's kind of the ideal temperature for you guys? You love it when it's, shorts weather still? See a few different outfits. The Swede is taking it all in. He's out there in short sleeves and shorts, just as I was, but some Floridians were bundled up a little bit more. So what's your perfect December temp to be out playing disc golf in? Put that in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Don't make me beg you guys. I got your off-season content all ready to go. All right. They call it the chain hawk, but Double G not using any chains there. I hope you guys have enjoyed the action. Like I said, this is just the front 9, all thanks to our friends at Dynamic Discs. That's who's shooting the hottest through the front 9. A couple names you guys know from previous years out here. Looking forward to talking to you guys for the back half of round number 1, all coming to you from Northside Park. We'll see you there.